They called her a peasant girl, but history remembers her as a storm. Born in Domremy, France, a village swallowed by war. While kings plotted and armies burned cities, a 17-year-old girl claimed she heard the voice of angels. Not the voice of fear, the voice of destiny. Jeanne d'Arc said God spoke to her. He told her to save France, to crown a king, to drive the invaders out. She was no warrior, no knight, just faith wrapped in armour. In a world where women were told to kneel, she stood. The people called her mad, the priests called her possessed, but her fire spread faster than doubt. When she rode into battle, the soldiers followed her, not because of her sword, but because of her belief. At Orléans, she turned the tide of war. Her banner rose above the smoke, a symbol the English feared more than death. They said, "No woman can change the fate of nations." She proved them wrong with every heartbeat, but every light casts a shadow. Jeanne's victories made her a legend and a threat. Those who once praised her began to whisper. The church grew uneasy. The king she crowned turned away. Still, she never stopped believing. Not in herself, but in the divine purpose that burned inside her. She once said, "I am not afraid. I was born to do this." That voice, calm, certain, eternal, became the echo of her destiny. Before the flames, before the trial, before the betrayal, there was only a girl, looking to the sky, hearing something greater than the world itself, a whisper that said, "Rise." And she did. They promised her mercy. But mercy was never meant for those who defied kings and questioned the church. After Orléans, Jeanne d'Arc had become a miracle, and miracles frighten those who live by power. Captured near Compiègne, betrayed by allies, sold to her enemies. The same men who once kissed her banner now watched in silence. Her armour was gone. Her faith was not. They put her in chains, dragged her before judges who already knew the verdict. Dozens of priests, bishops and inquisitors, men of words and fear, faced a girl of 17. They accused her of heresy, of witchcraft, of pride. But what they feared most was her conviction. She stood alone in that cold courtroom. No army, no crown, only her voice. "I am not afraid," she said again, and they wrote it down as madness. For months she was interrogated, hungry, exhausted, humiliated, yet every answer burned with clarity. She refused to deny the visions, refused to betray her truth. When they placed the sentence before her, she looked at the parchment, then at the cross, and whispered, "My voices have never deceived me." On May 30th, 1431, the bells of Rouen rang not for glory, but for a warning. They tied her to a wooden stake, the crowd trembling between faith and fear. Smoke rose, and the wind carried her last prayer across the square. "Jesus, Jesus." Flames consumed her body, but not her story. Even her enemies would later admit they had killed a saint. 25 years after her death, the church cleared her name. Centuries later, she was canonized. But she needed no title. She had already become eternal. Jeanne d'Arc proved that belief can ignite revolutions, that even a single voice can shake empires. Her shadow still moves through time, a reminder that courage is louder than fire. Every legend hides a truth. Watch the full story of Jeanne d'Arc now, only on Shadow of Greatness.